Jeremy Oliver standing here at Mainridge Estate with James Sexton, whose family are the owners of this amazing place. And James, for his sins, basically runs the production side and is the winemaker since, I'm guessing, 2015 or thereabouts.
Yeah, we took over December 2015, so I still definitely credit that vintage to the previous winemaker, Nat. I carried it to bottle, but yeah, 2016 onwards is sort of when we started looking after.
Your imprint more, and so roughly, just for people who don't know James's story, James has been a sommelier and established a career as a highly rated sommelier, and then were you, I guess you were a big part of your parents' decision to buy this place, or was this just something they sprung on you?
Probably more on the spring on stage. I guess they'd say I planted the seed, but then they let it grow. So I was sort of reaching my 30th birthday, working in a restaurant that I was really proud and happy of working in, and then ultimately though was thinking about what to do with the rest of life from there.
Mm-hmm.
And with that in mind, I think the classic fairy tale story. My parents retired. They took an extended trip around Europe, and I met them, and we were travelling all regions, naturally Burgundy, but a few different wine regions too. And I think that was the first time they stood back and realised that my passion for wine existed a bit beyond just drinking it. And so I think when they returned, Dad was looking on moving down to the Mornington Peninsula, and specifically loved the more hinterland areas around Red Hill. And suddenly there was this beautiful old winery on the market that had a house that he wanted to live in, and we'd always spoken about working together once he retired. And it was very much his idea, though. I think I knew I wanted to enter the wine industry. I didn't know it would be to such a reputable place so quickly. But I guess when you're asked to do it, you'd be silly to say no.
Yeah. Well, being a person who great friends with Nat and Rosalie White, who set this place up, before anything really existed up here in terms of wine or viticulture. It was clear that the place had landed in very good hands from the moment I first spoke with your parents.
Yeah.
And so it's great that you've come in now. Since you've come in, and what I really like also that you've been very careful and wise, I would say, to give Nat White, to give him his head and keep him involved and as a source of advice and sounding board for you. But you're gradually making some changes, and one of which is just behind us as we're standing here. Tell me what you're starting to do now that you've got your head around the place a bit now.
Yeah, I think I always think when you're taking on existing businesses anywhere, but wineries especially, the history is so important to them, and you'd be silly just to brush that aside. So, we were really important in the early years that Nat was still mentoring me on a part-time basis for about the first 2-3 years, and still to this day we catch up once every month or two, and we'll discuss different matters. But yeah, since then, time gets the best of everything, including grapevines, and 10 years, coming up to 10 years on, we're now seeing 50-year-old vines that are growing in a cold, humid area, so we have issues like trunk disease and other factors that start coming into play. Hence, we look at areas like replanting. But in respect to the past, though, we're trying to replicate the clones that are there, and still grow them in a similar manner, so we can keep and maintain a consistency of the product that we're doing. And out here, and I guess there's sort of personal perspectives as well. I don't particularly like the use of herbicides on plants. I really, building up soil health is really important for us, and so we've eliminated the use of herbicides and for the past 4 or 5 years, and we're really starting to see many of the benefits of that. It is physically harder work for us, but I think we're more rewarded by what we see growing on the vines and around the property too, and I mean, nice beneficial insects that we can just see fluttering around us right now. Seeing all those kinds of benefits along the way. And then I guess in the winery, there's been, so I finished up my wine science degree last year, and going through that process I've learned a lot of things, and things that are just, the wine industry progresses and there's new technologies that are offered, and I'm always cautious that I don't want to reinvent the wheel in there, but I think there are ways that we can do things more efficiently and hopefully build a better product, but also have it still reflective of what it was in the past. So I guess they're the big focuses on that. Just few new technologies and a few new different methodologies that will hopefully yield a more consistent, good, strong result.
Yeah, so just to conclude, what I really like about what James and his family have really done is to show total respect to what made this place the most famous, small vineyard on the peninsula, and everything they're trying to do has been to say, okay, well, we've got something pretty special. We've got to be very careful with what we do. We don't want to break what isn't already broken, but take little steps and really smart steps, I think, James, to take it to the next level. So well done.
Thank you.